So here's a thing you guys have to admit, whether you guys agree with some of these picks or not. The Niners definitely beef up the defensive line, and it was something that we needed to address. A lot of the offseason changes, we got rid of some of our defensive line, and everybody was curious why we were doing this. It was a change. Javon Hargrave had to depart because he was costing too much. He didn't pan out. So we cut our losses. We moved on. Leonard Floyd, even though he was a good veteran, he just wasn't quite good against the run. And that was something that the Niners really valued the most. But you can say he was a very productive player. You can admit that part. But you wanted to go young anyways. And a lot of the stuff with Malik Collins, yeah, he was very disruptive and got production getting to the quarterback, but he wasn't really good against the run. So the Niners really wanted to prioritize on stopping the run, because if you can slow down the running game, you can create pressure to the quarterback, of course. But what the Niners did going into the draft was completing that task. You wanted to get one of the best edge setters in the draft, which is Mikael Williams. He is good against the run. He's got a lot of upside to be a really good pass rusher at the next level. A lot of these Georgia players are very good. They are good at the next level. And you get a guy who's barely scratching the surface, and he will be good against the run. You can imagine the rotation with him and Yoto Mosgratos. That's a nice way to go with your defense. You want to fortify that situation. So you get yourself a young talent with at least a good amount of years in him, a lot of good years in him. Then you look at the second round pick. The Niners didn't stop just like that. They went into the second round and get a big motherfucker. They didn't want to go with this 290-pound D-line anymore. No more of this stuff, man. You get a guy that's 6'5", 332 pounds, and hard to block, and good against the run. You get one of the guys who comes from a proven program that knows how to coach defensive tackles in Texas. You get a guy who can bat passes. You get a guy who can take double teams. You get a guy who can stop the run. You get a guy who could definitely be disruptive, man. So he's fast for his size. So the Niners kind of did exactly what I was hoping for. Enough of these undersized D tackles, man. Like, a lot of these 290 pounds, they tend to do create pressure for sure, but majority of the time when it comes to the running game, they can't stop a nosebleed. So you needed to get a big body guy, and that's what we did. And then when you go into day 3, it wasn't just done. We completed the task at the end of the day. We got one of the best run stoppers in the draft, CJ West. This guy's quick. This guy is a different kind of size. We were missing somebody of this guy since DJ Jones. Like, he's one of those big undersized guys, but he's hard to block. This guy will disrupt you. Like, forget about running the ball. Forget about all this stuff. You're getting 2 big motherfuckers, and you're going to have to fucking have a better game plan when you're going to block these guys. So you got Nick Bosa, who sets the edge and gets to the quarterback. He's going to demand double team at times. That's going to leave one-on-one for Mikael Williams. And as much as you want to try to double team on some of our big guys, it's not going to work, man. So good luck trying to run the ball. Forget about last year and the previous years. You're not going to be able to have your field day on running the ball. As far as your opposing quarterbacks, bro, they might be scared to be running for their freaking life, bro. So I gotta say, as far as the defensive line, bro, they did a freaking good job. So you got them big SOBs, the ones who don't give a fuck, bro. You want to run the ball? Guess what? You're not gonna get a damn yard. That's what I like. I want that guy. I don't want none of them guys that kind of just fit the scheme and they just seem more athletic, but sometimes they kind of okay. Don't get me wrong. If you want an Aaron Donald or Warren Sapp type, those are cool, but they're not consistent at stopping the run, And that's one thing you got to look at. So the Niners want to be stout, and they did that. So you fortify on your run defense, and you only got better. So I got to say, this was something I was satisfied. So as a Niners fan, you have to admit that the defensive line just got better. You know what I mean?